Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important scenario for ngModelGroups, where we will see how to use multiple ngModelGroups in one Angular form. Prior to this session, whatever examples we have covered is related to the individual ngModelGroup, or we covered the nested ngModelGroup, right? So nested is something where we use ngModelGroup inside ngModelGroup, inside another ngModelGroup, right? But this time I'm talking about the multiple ngModelGroup. Okay. So by the end of this session, we will be able to understand what is multiple, how we can add multiple ngModelGroup in one form, what would be the output for it, and what kind of objects we will be getting. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow it sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on how to use template driven form with multiple ngModelGroups. Okay, and for the sequential content you can refer the Sharmit digital course book, which is freely available in the description box. There you will find more than 3000 plus free resources available in both Hindi as well as English language. So as per your convenience, you can consume that content. Okay, all right. Now you can see currently I'm in app.component.html file, where we have two headings. One is for Angular course by Sharmit, and another one is template driven form in Angular for multiple ngModelGroups in one form. So these are just heading. Now after this heading, we will add two horizontal rows, and inside these, in between these horizontal rows, we will define the entire form. Okay, but for that we know that in order to design the form we need ng forms, right? Ng form. So to use that ng form, what we can do, we can simply go here and define the app. In app.component.ts file we should import forms module, because this is mandatory and this is prerequisite. Okay, so forms module is added. That means now we have authority to use ng form, otherwise it will throw error when we use the ng form. Clear? So always make sure that it is imported here, and you will find this line also. If it is not there, it won't work. Okay, perfect. Now after this, what we'll do, we will simply add one form. In this form I will assign it with my form, and then we will write here ng form. Okay, then next what we will do, we will simply create the things as per our requirement. So suppose we have the requirement where we want to define two divs. One is for personal detail, one group for the personal information, and another for the professional information. So for that, let's add the div. Here I will write ngModelGroup, and we will name it as personal info. Okay, inside this we will add the label, where we will mention name. Maybe you can write first name. Okay, so this comes under a personal information, right? And for that we can add the input. In input we will mention name, because name is mandatory, so let's write it as first name. Then we will write here the second thing, that is ngModel. Okay, so first name is there, ngModel is there. If you want, like by default it will consider as an input type as text, but here we will keep it blank, means we are not specifying anything, so it will take it as. Otherwise if you want to specify the type, you can. Okay, then we will add the second label, and in second label we will mention last name. Okay, last name, and here I will add the input. In input we will mention name as last name. Okay, then we will write here ngModel. Perfect. So this particular div or this particular ngModelGroup is only for the personal info. Okay, let's verify the output. So ngserve -o. We will write another also, because we want to implement multiple model group. but here I just want to show you how actually it is looking like right now. So we have one main heading, that is Angular course by Tech Sharmit. Then we have second heading that shows template driven form in Angular for multiple ngModelGroup in one form. We have one horizontal row, label for the first name, input field, label for the second last name, that is then we have the second input field, and then we have one horizontal row. Okay, so this is just for first model group. Likewise, if you want to add second model group, so you can easily press enter after the div, add the new div. So here I'll write like this, and it will be named as, let's say, professional info. Okay, so here I will simply write here ngModelGroup professional, not like this, it should be ngModelGroup. Okay, then we will write professional info, and inside this firstly we will add the label. In label let's say company name. Okay, and then we will write here one input field. Input field I will write name as name as company name. Okay, and ngModel. Again, if you want to set any particular type, you can use type as well, but let's make it very simple. Okay, so we have company name. Similarly, there might be a company code as well, so let's add that label. So these are correlated things, right? First name, last name is correlated for personal info, and company name and company code is correlated for professional info. So here I will write company code. Okay, and then we will write here input, where we will mention name as company code. Okay, and then ngModel. Perfect. So these all things are ready. So if you see, yeah, it seems a bit messy, I know, because fields are different and it's in different div, but currently I'm not focusing on the designing part. I just want to show you the concept, like how we are using multiple things and how we will get the multiple model group output. Okay, so I think for that it's fine for now, but we want to submit it, right? So submit it, let's add the button. Button is for submit, so write it submit. Then we will write here click, not this, we will write here click. Here I will write here we will write submit form submit. Let's give it as name form submit. Inside this we will pass my form. Perfect. Currently it is showing error because we haven't declared this method. So let's go quickly to the app.component.ts file, expand this app component, define this method. Here we will write form colon, then we will write here the second thing, that is ng form. Once you write here ng form and press enter, it will be added here as well. Okay, so make sure it is added, otherwise you have to write it manually. Now you are good to go and write the console.log to show the values of form. So form dot, not frequency, it should be form dot value. And remember, these are all case sensitive things, so you have to very careful here, otherwise it will throw the error. Okay, so if something is written with form submit is with capital F and capital S, so you have to write as it is, because here also you defined in the same way, otherwise it will throw the error. Let me show you. If I make it small f, it will throw error. Okay, so make sure to write it in a same case. Now we are good to run this application. Right click on inspect, go to console. Okay, let's put ABC, XYZ, PQR and 1 2 3. The moment when you click on submit, it will submit the form. Expand this. Now you can see we have two objects. One is for personal info, we have separated ABC last name, Then we have second object for professional info. So this is exactly how the big complex form will look like, where we have multiple objects, and that is why we are using ngModelGroup, right, to categorize all the things in a proper way, to perform proper validation, to perform proper styling in a group manner. Clear? So yeah, that's all for today. I hope this session is clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.